In today's episode, Putin pinpoints blame for the war in the Middle East. The major tragedy in Israel is the result of the failed US policy. Kyiv's defeat, the West may reduce aid to Ukraine because of the war in Israel. Danger for Poland. Ukrainian refugees are criminals and the Europeans are afraid to expel them because they are weak. Our analytical team at Detector Media is on constant watch tracking the spread of the boldest fakes from Kremlin propaganda. I'm Vadym Miskyi, and for the next 10 minutes I'll guide you through the key facts. Let's get started. A major tragedy has occurred in Israel because of the alleged failed US policy in the Middle East, with its one-sided line leading to a dead end. This is the narrative promoted by Kremlin propaganda.
Соединенные Штаты практически отошли от прежних инструментов международных по урегулированию этой проблемы, в которые в эти инструменты включено было несколько стран, включая в том числе Россию. Практически они монополизировали процесс урегулирования. Но, как вы знаете, на каком-то этапе палестинская автономия должна была сделать ряд серьезных заявлений и сказать о том, что на тех принципах, на которых предлагается что-то урегулировать, она не готова это делать. И прежде всего связано, конечно, с поселенческой политикой.
I should add that Hamas terrorists seem to be working as if inspired by Russian propaganda. The Kremlin media called the massacre of civilians in Bucha and Irpin at the beginning of the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine a staged event. Hamas is doing the same thing today regarding Israel.
Are you saying that civilians have not died?
We didn't kill any civilians. It depends
what
on
about the 260 bodies? What about the 260 bodies at the music festival? Do you realize how absurd that sounds?
Now, within the operation, I cannot confirm this Israeli propaganda because we have also news and videos showing that Israel and what Israel is today doing inside Gaza, based on the so-called Hannibal doctrine, to kill thousands of Palestinians, including the hostages, and this is an adopted doctrine by the Israeli army.
Hang on, Israel is just sorry to interrupt you, but Israel says more than 700 civilians have been killed. They have been appearing at hospitals, in morgues. The Israeli military have released pictures of some of the 260 bodies at a music festival. Are you really expecting us to believe that you have not killed civilians?
No, we don't have killed any civilians.
The Israeli defense minister promised that the Israel Defense Forces will eliminate Hamas. He thanked the United States for the support.
Defense cooperation and US support in the Pentagon, in the White House, in the Congress, ensure freedom of operation and enforce our capabilities. In fact, today, we will receive the second aircraft carrying essential munition to the IDF. US deployment of assets on land, in air, and at sea sends a strong message to both our partners and enemies in the region. On behalf of Israel's defense establishment and on behalf of our citizens, Mr. Secretary, thank you very much. Let me remind you all, our audience, who is the enemy? Our neighbors is Hamas, the ISIS of Gaza, an organization enjoying the Iranian payroll. I cannot let the world forget the brutal attacks Hamas terrorists conduct against Israeli children, Israeli women, Israeli elderly and entire families. Murder, rape, kidnapping, this is what we face in this war. This is a war on the existence of Israel as a prosperous state, as a democratic state, as the homeland of the Jewish people. This is a war on freedom and on our common values, and we are on the front line. We will keep fighting, and we will win this war. We will prevail.
To recap, on October 7th, the Palestinian Islamist group Hamas launched a large-scale attack on Israel. The militants' incursion was accompanied by mass killings of civilians, including children. According to the Israeli government, in the first week of Hamas' attack on Israel alone, more than 1,300 people were killed and more than 120 people are being held hostage in the Gaza Strip. The West may reduce aid to Ukraine because of the war in Israel. This manipulative message has been promoted by Kremlin propaganda. The pretext is the opinion of Russian experts and anti-Ukrainian congressmen.
The spring-come-summer offensive was an absolute failure. Are we still going to waste American dollars on this because Joe Biden can't find an off-ramp?
I reluctantly, but must insist on telling you the truth. I do, again, think that I will tell you this, the number of people that are joining my position grows on a daily basis vis-a-vis the Ukraine.
When you say people, you mean colleagues of yours in the House of Representatives?
Yes, that's what I mean, my colleagues. But there's some who are intractable.
Russian propagandists present Putin as a politician who can mediate in negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians. The question arises, however, as to why such a peacemaker would not withdraw his troops from Ukraine.
Сейчас главное все-таки остановить кровопролитие. Более чем востребованы коллективные усилия в интересах скорейшего прекращения огня и стабилизации обстановки на земле. Хотел бы подчеркнуть, Россия готова к координации со всеми конструктивно настроенными партнерами. Мы исходим из безальтернативности решения палестино-израильского конфликта путем переговоров. Их целью должна стать реализация ООНовской формулы двух государств, предполагающая создание независимого палестинского государства со столицей в Восточном Иерусалиме, сосуществующим в мире и безопасности с Израилем.
The Pentagon promised military support to both Ukraine and Israel.
Now, Hamas attacked at a time of global challenge. But the United States is the most powerful country in the world. And we remain fully able to project power and uphold our commitments and direct resources to multiple theaters. So we will stand with Israel even as we stand with Ukraine. The United States can walk and chew gum at the same time. And U.S. security assistance to Israel will flow in at the speed of war. And as this harrowing week draws to a close, and as Shabbat draws near, we stand together, and we stand strong. The United States has Israel's back, and that is not negotiable, and it never will be.
A new U.S. military aid package for Ukraine and Israel could exceed $2 billion, the White House says. Russian propagandists routinely exploit the problems of socially vulnerable groups. Ukrainian refugees are criminals and Europeans are afraid to expel them because they are weak. This manipulative message has been spread by propaganda, citing the opinion of Polish politician Dominik Tarczyński. In an interview with Tucker Carlson, an American journalist sympathetic to the Kremlin, the European Parliament member said that Poland is not afraid to say no to migrants.
They are not refugees. They are illegal migrants who committing crime. They are criminals. They should be sent back, punished, and then sent back from wherever they came from. So people are afraid to say obvious facts, and we are not afraid. That's why we are so successful. Again, Eurostat, the lowest unemployment, the highest GDP growth. We are just booming. and the most important, one of the lowest debts in Poland, public debts. But the most important thing is zero illegal migration equals zero terrorist attacks. The safest place in Europe, Poland. That is why I've got this motto in here, be like Poland. I don't know if you can see it. That's my personal motto, because I'm so proud. I'm so proud of Poland. Look at the data and then answer yourself. Do you want to be like Poland, or you want to be like, unfortunately, some borders in Europe and in the United States? And I must say, President Trump was right about the wall. President Trump, you are an inspiration. Thank you for that. We built the wall, and no one is able to come to Poland. Wall is the part of our safety. So President Trump was right, but most of these leftists are too low to say, yes, he was right. They would never admit it because they are wrong.
However, first, Dominic Turchinsky did not say anything about Ukrainians. Secondly, this is his personal opinion. Europe will continue to support Ukrainian refugees.
We will be at Ukraine's side every step of the way, for as long as it takes. Since the start of the war, 4 million Ukrainians have found refuge in our union. And I want to say to them that they are as welcome now as they were in those fateful first weeks. We have ensured that they have access to housing, healthcare, the job market, and much more. And honorable members, this was Europe answering the call of history. And so I am proud to announce that the Commission will propose to extend our temporary protection to Ukrainians in the European Union. Our support to Ukraine will endure. We have provided 12 billion this year alone to help pay wages and pensions, to help keep hospitals, schools, and other services running. And through our ASAP proposal, we are ramping up ammunition production to help match Ukraine's immediate needs. But we are also looking further ahead. And this is why we have proposed an additional 50 billion euros for over 4 years for investment and reforms. This will help build Ukraine's future to rebuild a modern and prosperous country.
According to Eurostat, 975,000 Ukrainian refugees have been registered in Poland this year. Warsaw has spent $550 million to help Ukrainians. In Munich, someone painted a graffiti with Volodymyr Zelensky showing Elon Musk hitting him and forcing him to stop asking for money. This fake was spread by Russian propagandists. Fact-checkers of the Myth Detector project from Georgia found that this graffiti does not exist. They added video evidence to the refutation. As a reminder, in early October, Elon Musk published a meme in which he hinted that Zelensky was supposedly asking for too much help for Ukraine, which is fighting the Russian invaders. The sarcastic post appeared against the backdrop of a heated vote in the US Congress. The approved temporary budget does not include support for Kyiv.
Богатейший человек на планете Илон Маск сегодня опубликовал жутко смешной мем с президентом Украины Зеленским. Читаем подпись. Когда прошло 5 минут, а ты еще ни разу не попросил $5 миллиардов помощи. Ну, то есть Маск разделяет точку зрения против новой дотации Украине. Свободные деньги Илон предлагает направить на охрану границы США и Мексики, куда он приезжал в восхитительной шляпе.
However, the majority of users did not appreciate the jokes of Elon Musk. Users of X, formerly known as Twitter, accused Elon Musk of promoting Russian propaganda. At the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion, Starlink satellites provided Ukraine with fast communications. But a year ago, according to the Washington Post, Musk personally intervened in the Ukrainian special operation in Crimea. He supposedly ordered his engineers to shut down Starlink connection within 100 kilometers of the coast. The Ukrainian attack failed. The US Senate is demanding an investigation into the incident. Antony Blinken hopes that Starlink technology will remain fully available to the Ukrainian military as they defend their territory. Stay tuned to avoid falling prey to Kremlin propaganda. Ukraine will definitely win. Have a good day.